Welcome back, everybody, to Rasputin Gaming Presents. This is our continuing gameplay for King Arthur Knight's Tale. Excited to continue to bring you through this game. We're well into Act 3, I guess they call it, not Chapter 3. Most daring or foolish knight dares to enter the deep woods of the Shi. So I wasn't surprised when Sir Balin asked my permission for a raid into the Green Hell. It sounded like a hopeless, if not suicidal, undertaking, but the temptation of the legendary treasures hiding in the enchanted woodlands is strong, especially if I think about the upcoming battles against the Beast of Avalon. So Balin goes out on the mission. We had him healing. He's not going to be healing up. Yeah, pretty funny. Okay, yeah, so in this mission, we wanted to do our Lady Morgana La Fey build. So let's go ahead and jump into there. Oh, wait a minute, does she... Yeah, so 31, she's all set to go. Let's get busy with this. Let's remind everybody of our loyalty. So we're getting the 20% for the battle. We need 2 more clicks to get the extra AP. Old Faith Morality, Skilled. So this is a big key. She gets 1 additional skill point at every 5th level. So she's got 3 additionals because she's level 15. Enchanter doesn't matter, and this one doesn't matter. 2 injury tokens, that's strong. Some physical debuff to start. And with the way we have her equipped, she's got pretty decent weapon damage. Alright, so the things we're going to avoid that she came with is long reach for number 1 and extra damage here, and Master Alchemist. So these passive we're going to kind of skip. The point here is to get into this level and definitely get into tier 3. So Glacial Strike is strong. This is one of the ones we want to build up with, along with Ice Bolt. If we can, we'll build on Blood Hex. Enchanted Armor is worthwhile if you grab this one, where it lasts for 1 additional attack, so any 2 attacks on her. So there's 3 points to be had here of the 8, which would leave us 5, which would be like 3 and 2. So we'll see how it goes. We still may grab this one, but let's take a look at what we got. So -1 cooldown, it's 4 turns, so this will make it 3. See, 3 turns now, so excellent. Instead of costing 5, cost 4. That's important to us as well. And then the extra damage. Now, I don't want it to cause freezes. You may for a turn, but it's a cost of additional AP. So for me, that's no bueno. I always like the multiple targets here. So we need 4 more points here to unlock. Grab this one. And 3 points, and we'll do the armor, and we're going to do the additional attack. That gets us nicely into tier 2. Ice Thorns, this is great. This is 80% weapon damage in a 4x4 area, and it's got a range of 8. It's just crazy. Ice Wall we're not going to be getting into. Slowing we'll probably not be getting into, and then we'll be giving her some Master of Ice stuff. We're not using hexes with her, so we're going to avoid this one. And I don't ever take Terror Wings, so let's jump into here. Vulnerability causes chill, -1 AP, so now it costs 5 instead of 6, and plus 10% weapon damage. So this one gives you the extra 20% freeze and chill effectiveness, and it helps Ice Wall, but we're not taking Ice Wall. So Ice Thorns and Ice Bolt and Glacial Strike. So these 2 cause chill, by the way. This one doesn't. So when it says chill effectiveness, it's not here. It's just these 2 will increase the effectiveness. Can increase those by 10% as well. Plus 10% weapon damage. Remember, weapon damage applies to ranged items as well. So that helps. We still got to get 6 points to get down here. So we're probably going to take some not as optimal stuff as we would have before. Plus weapon damage. Yeah, she doesn't need to be immune to freeze and chill. It's always with the cooldown. Let's make it last an extra turn and intense. So now we have 7 points for level 3. So ice spikes. This is one that's starts right in front of you in a conical effect. Death Hex, and then a bunch of passives here. So Mind Storm is good. It's the cooldown. If at least 3 skills are on cooldown, casting a skill reduces all running time by 1. So that's just awesome. Give her mental debuff, Master of Hexes, and spell resistance. Let's give her the debuff. We got 3 more points. And Master of Hexes, which will affect Blood Hex and Death Hex, which is what we'll do. And then we'll likely grab this one, and then we'll get some Death Hex stuff going as well for her. So that's how you're going to want to build it out. Focus on your ice stuff first and your actives, mostly actives. You can see we did a little bit with the magic armor because we could grab an additional attack, so it made sense to get to tier 2 by grabbing these 2 skills instead of something else. The armor breaking, that's fine if you want to go that route. And as you get hexes, then it becomes worthwhile to put the ice bolt against hex units. So ones that might have blood hex or slow or death, then coming back here and grabbing this one would make sense because it's 20%, which can be pretty good. Another 4 or 5 points for you. So you want to pay attention. So that's how we're building ours out. You can see I had just got her, so that's why she's rocking nothing but greens at this point. We could give her this one, but she doesn't have any burning. The one thing that would help her with this is, well, 2 things really, but is the -1 AP cost for Blood Hex, which is this one right here, which costs 3, which this would cost 2. And then at the top, Vitality is 5 points higher than what she has already, which is right now is absolutely useless because there's no knockdown units, and she doesn't, you know, if she has to deal with burning effects. So we're going to give her this one anyways. This one, there's no bleed. Its bleeding effects against her is reduced by 1, plus 1 injury token. That's why she has 2, and it's fairly strong there. So there's some more against knockdown units and some more injury tokens. So most of this stuff is not good for her. This large healing potion isn't particularly good for her either. So I'm going to pull it off of her. And the Bless can be useful. We'll hold on to it for now. And we can, for the time being, we can give her this one. We actually need to give her a healing potion instead to make her a touch stronger than she is. So there you go. We only have this essence for killing the loss, which we probably won't be facing again. So giving it to her we'd be better off giving it to Balin or Boudicea or one of your champions instead. So that's where we are with this one. I hope you learned something from this and figured out a reset on her skills. Got rid of these kind of useless ones because she's not really going to be your main damage dealer. So extra 10% damage for 2 skill points is kind of costly when you can spend those skill points in active items. So she has these 4 actives, and then we're going to add this one next as we master up the hexes, which will be good. Ice Spikes is good, but if somebody's right in front of her, if she gets that close, we're in trouble. She should be working at range anyways. None of these, you see there's no strike here. She has Ice Bolt. Everything she has is ranged. So she should be sitting in the back fighting them, so you shouldn't need this one. It looks good, but again, if you're to the point where you need this, you're probably in trouble. And if you're going to put it on her because of that as a strong defensive mechanism, make sure you take the knockback. So it pushes everybody back a square so she can step away without without getting an opportunity attack against her. Also, and then it becomes good to add chill effects because it's 33% less AP. Reduce the cost by 1. It costs 4, so it's expensive. You can make it a 3. And then extra damage isn't as important as the other stuff. But again, you see this is not a hex spell. So the only thing that's affected by the stuff we picked is Master of Ice, which is plus 20% freeze and chill. So these are a fifth better, which is like 6. So it makes it like 40% less AP instead of a 33% less AP. I mean, it does tie into this, but it doesn't make sense that you should be having her play this defensively to try and keep her alive. It just is not the thing. And then the spell resistances, it's just to keep damage from her. She should be back far enough. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'm not even sure I would spend the 2 points to get to the third point here, which is fully negate the effect of the first incoming spell in each encounter. That would be like a waste of 2 to get to 1. Although this one's reasonable too, 15% mental debuff. You can see where we are right now. So I would live in this hexes like we're doing. Get up here to this one. Make sure you get Mind Storm. Because with the number of, we have 4 actives. So if she has 3 of these going, when she casts the next one, all their cooldowns are reduced by 1. So this is cooldown 3, cooldown 3, cooldown 2, and this one doesn't have one. It's active, 1, 2, 3. So really you need to, so you cast these 3 and then you cast the bolt and then all these come back one turn sooner. So that's how you'd want to do it. Or when we get it, Death Hex, and then these, and same kind of deal. So Mind Storm helps you spam spells a little more often, so that's why you wanted to grab that one. And then the mental debuff, so 30% is pretty strong for her. So that's the rebuild on her. I still wanted to do a rebuild on Lady Boudicea and probably the Black Knight as well. Take a look here at Lady Boudicea and see what we want to do. Yeah, Flurry is good. We would want to fill it in all of these. We don't have a lot of hit points at this point. The thing we don't have that you'd like to get rid of is these 4 points here, and probably put them into encouragement. We'll definitely put them into encouragement. Unyielding is a good defensive one. I would probably remove these 2 for right now and get busy on getting this hurdle, getting the surprise bonus. See, this is 4 and this is 4, so that's a bunch of points. 8 points. So 1, 2, probably get a couple of points here, and then get this one with the cooldown for it. AP cost reduced by 1. And see, what the problem here is with adjacent. Generally, you're not going to be adjacent, but we'd like to spend 4 points, 5 points, 6, 7, 8. So even if you left this setup, pulling points from here and here and putting them here and filling out these would be a better setup for her. And then we just opened tier 3, so you definitely want to be in the assassination and the backstab. Jumping attack could be worthwhile, and then there should be like a recoil is good for her, because if you don't kill somebody, then you just have to step back 1 square and then you can go into hide mode. It's already cooldown 1. This is so you can spam it every turn. Range is 2 to 3. It's not that far, and that's the deal. You can do 25% more weapon damage from surprise, so that's pretty cool. And then I think there's Master Assassin. Yep, which you'd want to get. Quick-footed, scout. If you're trying to back away from enemies, that's why you would want to use the knockback here. But if you have points to burn, then putting them here. Otherwise, what you want to do is you'd want to gain AP when killing with flurry, and 15% weapon damage. So we could build her a little bit better than what she is right now. And then Black Knight, we have the cleaves we'd want. We have all the ones we'd want with strike as well. Rage is good. Strength is good. Juggernaut is good, which we don't have yet. I'm not a big fan of power attacks, so we'd be trying to recover these 5 points. Robust isn't the best, so I'd probably want to grab 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Definitely some over here. Hardened armor is good. Extra area damage can be good. If you had Earth Shaker, it worked for leap attack because we grabbed this one right here, adjacent units. This one not so much, doesn't affect this one. So this is one to have if you don't have this and you have this instead. So we need to rebuild him a little bit more efficiently as well. And then there's the melee expertise that you'd want to have him on him, and damage focus that you'd want to have on him. Blood Hex doesn't help, but these would be beneficial. So we kind of slightly need to rebuild him as well, along with Lady Boudicea. Everybody else is pretty much where we want them to be. So that's kind of my advice on how I would build. You can see we've already got him with 10% additional weapon damage, 10% to deal double damage, 1 AP, and then 2 injury tokens so that he doesn't get injured as often. And that's important to us because he seems to be getting injured a lot. We need to find some better armor for him. Something that gives him more unbreakable. I think there was some unbreakable over here. Yep. But that's if you have no hit points left. So that's a little scary. Please don't forget to friend and follow us on Twitch. I'm streaming daily King Arthur Knight's Tale. If you're on YouTube, like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated if you guys would subscribe. I'll keep bringing you these content. I'll bring you the rebuilds for both the Black Knight and Lady Boudicea. I think these are going to cost us about $600-700 a piece, so that's another $1,300. So it's going to use up most of my gold, and it would require us to have 2 slots in the training grounds, which we do, because right now these guys are like in permanent training mode because I don't ever take them on missions, so they just kind of sit in the background. Reasonably, I could take them out and put other people in there, but let's just take a look at. Yeah, so 650 for her, and she's about to level up. What is that, a mere 102 points? So hers is a 650 and his is 750, 1400. Like I said, he just leveled. So 1400, that would use up a bunch of my gold. We are getting close to wanting to. What did I miss? Did I miss the merchant? Oh yeah, that's what we were after. So everybody gets an additional point of armor. So we need what, 550 plus the 2,000 gold. So if I spend 1,400, and we'd want to see what missions we have available. So I'll address all that in the next stream with you guys. We'll take a look at what the next missions are. We'll probably have some events pop up, so we'll deal with them. And then we'll figure out who we would throw into the training ground if I can afford to put both of them in to have them rebuilt. Especially because if we put 2 of them, that's 3. That would be 3 of my primary damage dealers out of business. We'd have to be bringing Brunor, one of my tanks, and then 2 of these 4 right here, which would probably be Sir Dagonet. I really like running with him, and probably Lady Isolde as well. That Inspire can be pretty awesome. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave in the comment on YouTube. I try to answer every comment that's put in there, good or bad, doesn't matter. I appreciate all the feedback, and I try to get back to everybody that has something to say to me. All right, so with that, you guys take care out there and be safe. We will catch you next time.